In the top stories, some Apes Hill workers will soon be out of work. BRA customers left fuming as broken cable prevents licensing transactions, and Keith Mitchell says he may step down from CARICOM's cricket subcommittee. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, May 27, 2016. I'm Natasha Beckles. Some employees at the upscale Apes Hill Polo Club are set to lose their jobs in just over a week. Workers were notified in a circular signed by Managing Director Donovan Bagwell and dated May 25, 2016. The letter attributed the move to a continuous reduction of business, which has impacted the company's overall capacity. The club said it has started negotiations with the employees' representatives, and the redundancies should begin on or shortly after June 6. Scores of people trying to renew their driver's licenses on Friday were left frustrated. A broken cable in the Pine St. Michael meant that no license payments could be made at any of the Barbados Revenue Authority's locations. The BRA said the issue also hampered the printing of driver's licenses. The system had not been restored by the close of business, but the BRA said licensing transactions would resume on Monday. Health Minister John Boyce is calling for a broad-based approach to healthcare in Barbados. He made the comments during an interview at the 69th World Health Assembly in Geneva, Switzerland. Mr. Boyce said Barbados is losing 2.6% of its gross domestic product due to healthcare cost and productivity losses in respect of diabetes and cardiovascular diseases.
So although we continue to measure our basic healthcare barometers, we still have to engage now in reaching out to other parts of the society, the question of violence, the question of families, the question of education, exercise, trade, because we've got to start dealing with the imports that we bring into our countries, especially for food. If we're going to move to a nutrition-based fight against NCDs, we need therefore to incorporate all of these agencies, especially trade, into our future agenda.
Barbadians have been told to pay greater attention to app development as a foreign exchange earner. The suggestion comes from coordinator of the Computer Science Society at Apes Hill, Maurice Beckles. He was speaking on Thursday at the end of a training workshop facilitated by online course development company Extension Engine.
Right now, we're always talking about entrepreneurship and bringing in foreign exchange. And one of the areas that I think we've been missing is looking at the smaller ways to bring in foreign exchange by individual entrepreneurs looking for clients overseas. There are certain sites, I think it's UDES and different sites like that allow persons to work remotely. So you don't necessarily have to leave Barbados. You can stay from your living room on your computer, build websites, build apps, write software for clients overseas, and because of, in some cases, the foreign exchange difference, we can do it slightly cheaper than other places. We also tend to be in the right time zone where we can be talking to professionals and clients, particularly on the East Coast, roughly in their same time zone.
Efforts are underway to locate the precise spot at the Garrison Savannah on which the Barbados flag was raised on November 30, 1966. The Garrison Consortium is leading the project to find the remains of the foundation of the grandstand in an effort to locate the flagpole. Vice President of the Consortium, Peter Stevens, said there was no record of the layout and few photographs were taken on the night.
What I set about doing a number of years ago is trying to locate it by locating the position of the VIP grandstand that was built specially for the 1966 ceremony. And it was a large precast concrete stand that was erected here on the Savannah, and it stayed here for about 3.5 years before it was dismantled and reassembled back up at the National Stadium, the new National Stadium. But there were no plans for its location, so what we're doing is we have used photographs and as much data as we can, aerial photographs, old maps and things, to try and identify the approximate location of the grandstand. And then what they're doing is they're using ground penetrating scanning equipment, radar equipment, to see if they can find the remains of any of the foundations of the stand so we can be absolutely sure it was in this location.
More than 100 residents who receive home care from the National Assistance Board were treated to a picnic and fun day on Wednesday. They were treated to lunch and entertained by Calypsonian Malik, Sister Marshall, and others at Bath in St. John. Acting Director of the National Assistance Board, Andrew Browne, said the event gave the mainly elderly people the chance to relax.
This picnic here is a way of getting to come together and enjoy themselves. We also focus on leisure. You know, as you see here, they come and just relax themselves. Right? We don't want our elderly to rest out or remain at home. So we invite them to come outdoors. So this is an example of it. Come know that they can enjoy themselves here. I hear now that in a bath can enjoy the breezes, the natural environment.
The work of teachers and students at the Maria Holder Nursery School was on display on Thursday as the school staged an open day. The theme was "The Clothes We Wear," and the children showcased varying outfits as well as weaving and tie-dye. Principal Shelly Boyce said the Sharon St. Thomas School was celebrating 5 years of existence and wanted residents to know what was happening.
The community that have been working with us for the last 5 years is an attempt as well to build positive relationships with the parents who we really need to thank for their support. It's also a showcase for the teachers and the good work they have been doing with the children, these 3 and 4-year-olds, in science, social studies, in the arts.
In sports, Grenada's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says he is likely to step down as chairman of CARICOM's Subcommittee on Cricket Governance. Delivering the Sir Frank Worrell Memorial Lecture on Wednesday night, he stressed that he was not prepared to play games with the future of West Indies cricket. Mr. Mitchell has been at the forefront of spearheading efforts to effect the restructuring of the West Indies Cricket Board, but CARICOM has been locked in a standoff with the WICB over the matter. And finally, a bracelet has been invented which gives wearers an electric shock when they overspend. The Pavlok wristband will be wired up to an online bank account so that when the user goes beyond the preset limits, they will be given a 255-volt shock. The shock is reported to be slightly uncomfortable rather than painful. The bracelet is expected to be particularly appealing to a youth market, with a number of parents and partners reportedly expressing an interest on their daughters' or wives' behalf. And that's Nation News for Friday. For more news, log on to nationnews.com and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your papers over the weekend or subscribe to our e-paper. Thank you so much for joining us.